on BC. I know who you're cheering for.
Well, yeah. Make me unpopular on the radio in Toronto.
Oh, you're from Vancouver.
I am from Vancouver.
The Lions ties from when you were a wee little lass.
That's right.
And Cheech Garrett will join us from Sportsnet. We'll yak a little bit more. The Ticats in Montreal tonight, so maybe we'll get a little bit more on that. What have you got?
Did you see this thing?
What's this thing?
Wife sells DJ's Lotus on eBay in revenge for his on-air flirting.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. It's it says here, and I'll quote it, in one of the great acts of marital revenge. Tim Shaw, DJ.
Where is this?
It's in London, England.
Okay.
105.2. I guess Mr. Shaw started making jokes that he was considering leaving his wife and 2 children after interviewing the model Jody Marsh. He went a little too far. Listening at home, Haley Shaw was so outraged at her husband's flirting with the model and she decided to hit him where it hurt by selling his 25,000-pound Lotus Esprit Turbo on eBay. Guess how much he sold it for?
30 grand?
50 pence. About $1. Oh, boy.
That's a good deal for whoever was checking out eBay.
Here's what it said on eBay. I need to get rid of this car immediately, ideally in the next 3 to 4 hours before my cheating, can I say this? Arsehole husband gets home to find it gone and all his belongings in the street. Unsurprisingly, it did not hang around, and the buyer, contacted by a local newspaper, asked to remain anonymous.
Wow.
Wow, can you imagine?
That's cool.
A Lotus Esprit for $1?
That's a good deal.
I wonder how Mr. Shaw felt when he got home.
See, this is good, because if I were ever to flirt on the air and the better half were to sell my car, if she sold it for $1, would make money.
That would be a huge upgrade.
Great. Yeah.
The car is his pride and joy, but the idiot put my name on the logbook, so I just sold it. I didn't care about the money. I just wanted to get him back.
Wow.
He was surprised in February I was staging a mock break-in at his boss's home. Oh, my goodness, this guy's messed up. I guess he's trying to be Howard Stern, and it backfired.
That's funny.
That's crazy.
Did you ever see the movie High Fidelity with John Cusack?
Yeah.
In the book, there's a scene that and if you get the DVD and get the deleted scenes, the scene is there. But in the book, there was a scene where, and for those who didn't read the book or see the movie, John Cusack is a guy who owns a record store, and music is his life, and he really likes the obscure vinyl.
Right.
This is what he loves.
Yes.
This is his life. He loves collecting the obscure stuff. So he gets a phone call from a woman in the movie played by Beverly D'Angelo, and the scene didn't make the movie at all. She doesn't appear in the movie. So he gets a call from Beverly D'Angelo's character, who found out that her husband was on an island with an 18-year-old.
Oh, good.
So she's not pleased.
She was happy, is what you're saying. Yeah, no, not so much.
So she says, well, I just wanted this guy, his record collection is his pride and joy. I just want to get rid of it. What will you give me for it? Takes him into a room, and he sees shelves and shelves and shelves of vinyl.
He's drooling.
Yeah. And he's got stuff that he has looked to get for himself forever. He's looking at 1960s and 50s, all these first issue, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's looking at this, and all he's thinking about is, boy, do I ever like this guy. He's got great taste. So what do you want for it? She's $50. Or whatever the British book, $50. And he's like, oh, man, what do I do?
Yeah.
And he can't do it.
He
can't do it.
Because
he has so much respect for the guy's musical taste.
Oh, I love that.
Even though the guy's a dog and down on the island, I hope I didn't give that away. It's not in the movie. Yeah, you see it on the deleted scene.
You didn't give anything away.
No, but it's
a good movie. I enjoy that movie. I'm a big John Cusack fan.
And I relate to the character, because if I didn't work in this industry, that's probably what I would be doing.
You're a music nerd.
And the top 5 list throughout the entire movie, throughout the entire book, top 5 whatever.
And what's your top 5?
Of music?
Yeah.
We actually did this when we turned 40 a couple of years ago. My 2 best friends are music nuts as I am, so we did our top 40 at 40.
Top 40 at 40, I like it.
Yeah, so it was a reason to get together on a weekend and drink beer.
Yeah.
And listen to some music we haven't heard. One was Badlands by Springsteen, Imagine by John Lennon, Texas Flood by Stevie Ray Vaughan. What were the other 2? It was Pride in the Name of Love by U2. I can't remember what was 5th.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Those are some
I know Robert Johnson, Love in Vain was in the top 10. If I Needed Someone by the Beatles, which is, I don't know why I like it so much, but I always have. It made the top 10. I can't remember what was at 5, though. But I know those other 4 were in the top 4, in order for sure, but I can't remember top 5, what the 5th was.
And do you like vinyl? Do you have a turntable? Or
no. I've got a bunch of old albums somewhere in the basement gathering dust, which I did throw them out, and I'm glad I didn't, because I had the opportunity, and Brad Fay set this up. I said I was going to the Elvis Costello concert. We bought tickets to see him at Massey Hall last year. Yeah. And, for me in high school, that was it. That was my guy. And I haven't let that love go. I mean, I've loved most of his stuff. He's fairly obscure sometimes, and really goes off on different angles.
But keeps it fresh that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled about this, and I tell this to Brad Fay, and he goes, a buddy of mine from Vancouver manages or does A&R for Diana Krall, Mrs. Costello.
Yes.
Mrs. McManus. He said, let me see if I can get you backstage.
Okay.
So this is cool. Okay, fine. And Brad was able to pull it off. Yeah. So I went down into the Dusty record collection, got this year's model, which was one of my favorite albums in high school, and it would really look good autographed because there's a big blank space behind him on the album where he's bent over an old-style camera, and I brought it back and was able to meet him backstage. And got him to sign that. I never asked for autographs.
That is so cool.
Maybe
I'm not an autograph seeker either.
But I thought that would really look
amazing.
Neat, framed.
Yeah.
And it was something that really meant a lot to me in high school. So I brought it down and shook his hand. I think one of Diana Krall's relatives was there. There was a very elegant older lady there, and she was, "Oh, Declan, how are you today?" Declan McManus is Elvis Costello's real name. It's like, okay, that answers that question. And she looked like Diana Krall. So
really?
I think whether it might have been mom, might have been an aunt, might have been some relative, and he spent most of the time with them, and then there were only about 3 or 4 other groups back there.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of minutes with him. Yeah, it was really cool. And he wasn't an arsehole, as you would say.
An arsehole, yes, no.
He seemed to be really cool.
Yeah, I hear great things about him. One of my best friends is the senior producer of the Vicky Gabbro show back in Vancouver.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah.
Vicky and Diana are very, very close friends.
Okay.
And Vicky's final show recently, a couple weeks ago, her final taping.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
They're canceling it?
Yeah.
She's leaving, or?
She's going to be continuing on with CTV, but her show out of Vancouver, her run has come to an end.
Oh.
Award-winning.
She's a fantastic interviewer.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's, top shelf. And for her final show, Diana and Elvis surprised her.
Oh, really
as
cool.
did Michael Bublé.
Has this run yet?
A couple others. It did. But it'll repeat. You know what? I could probably get a tape for you.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Talk amongst yourselves here for a second. Yeah, I could probably get a tape for you because it was really awesome.
Oh, yeah, especially with the surprise element.
And Cynthia just said that they've dealt with each other many, many times, and Vicky went to their wedding, and and just said they're the most down-to-earth people and the sweetest people.
Yeah. I will admit that I listened to her on radio when she was on CBC more than I have watched her television program. And
I'm in the same boat as that. I wouldn't miss her radio program.
Yeah, she was fantastic. She was just a fantastic, very down-to-earth interviewer, which I found very refreshing.
She will continue.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. It would be a loss if she got out of the business.
True enough.
Let's see, where are we going now?
What are we talking? Are we talking about sports? No, we're talking about
we'll get back
Elvis Costello. And you know what? I saw Elvis Costello.
Yeah.
The weekend that I got engaged, I went down to New York. Bart was down there. We got engaged down there, and we're staying at the Plaza, and looked out our window, and playing at the foot of the Trump Tower. They do that outdoor thing for the Today Show or Good Morning America or whatever. It was Elvis Costello. I'm like, we're going downstairs, honey. And we ran downstairs, and he played 3 or 4 songs. It was amazing.
I saw him 2 or 3 years ago and went back on a website that I had found because I was trying to find the date of the first time I saw him, and I hadn't seen him since. I saw him when I was in high school, and the time between shows was 25 years almost to the month.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really bizarre. I had aged. When we come back, among others, Hakeem Hill of the Argos and Carlos Delgado. It all comes up here on the Fan 590.